Hey everybody, welcome in, welcome in. We're going to talk about the crypto market and what is happening. And what can we expect next as we wrap up the end of the year and we head into 2025? Hit the thumbs up button on the way in, guys. Am I live on YouTube? Let me see here. Okay, yeah. We'll give a couple more minutes for folks to come in. Hey, Michael, welcome in. Thanks for being a channel member. Good morning. Lots to talk about. We're going to discuss where we're at in the market, what's going to happen next. Are we going lower? Are we finding the bottom? We'll talk a bit about that. Optimus V, good morning. Cut Off's drummer, welcome in. Yep, I'm live. Figured I'd do a live to talk about what's happening in this market as we wrap up the end of the year. Triangle says, what's up, Tony? ICP is a true dark horse of this altcoin season after XRP. Yeah, I think ICP can certainly do good. Actually, I'll pull up some data to look at the developer volume. ICP's been very high. Let's see if I can pull that here. First, I'll pull. Actually, let me go back here. Anyway, I'll pull up the data from Sentiment showing the developer activity. ICP's been very high up. Eric DM 101. Greetings from Netherlands. Welcome in, Eric. Good to have you. Jan, if I'm saying that right, from Holland. Claire, good morning. Great to have you guys on here. Hit the thumbs up button on the way in. Subscribe if you haven't as yet. If you're listening on other platforms, hit the heart button wherever you're at. Michael from the Netherlands as well. Welcome in. I've yet to visit the Netherlands. I definitely want to. Maybe after this bull market cycle, I'll have some more cash and some more time, some more financial freedom to travel and visit places like the Netherlands. Ms. C888, end of year wrap up. XRP will soon dominate ICP HBAR. Marshall White, here from Canada, being a subscriber for many years, my friend. Marshall, thank you. Thank you for being a supporter over the years. Thank you for joining today. Great to have you. Eventually, these live streams will become more sophisticated where maybe you can put your profile photo or a video stream of yourself where we can see each other. We don't have to disclose our location or anything like that, but it would be cool to see our faces, right? In these types of chats. Eric DM says, let's have steak and beer in Amsterdam. That sounds amazing, Eric. I would love to do that. All right, I'm going to get started. And I know people are rolling in now. It's lunchtime on the East Coast. It's morning time on the West Coast. And I know some folks are tuning in from different parts of the world, like Netherlands and so forth. Defen, good evening. Welcome in. All right, guys, great to see all of you. I hope your holidays have been going really well. And of course, Happy New Year ahead of time. We got one more day here for some of you. It's already New Year's Eve, and it's going to be 2025 pretty soon. So I wanted to do this live stream to talk a bit about the markets and what's happening as we head into 2025. Is the show over? Has the music stopped? I don't think so. But that doesn't mean in the short term we don't have more downsides. So Bitcoin right now sitting below $92,000, still relatively good. When you look at the context of where we were at in let's say the beginning of Q4 of this year, almost said last year, of this year, things were not that great, right? You had the Japanese yen trade, carry trade situation. The markets took a tumble. But then come late September, the market started ripping. And that is, of course, seasonality of the markets, not just Bitcoin and crypto, but the stock market. Q4s are really strong. And this cool down we're seeing here for Bitcoin is very healthy. You can't have a continuous pump in a straight line. That is not possible. Go look at all the charts. Bitcoin, the NASDAQ, any stock, you just look at the charts, you can't have a continual pump straight up. So these cool downs and pullbacks are very healthy. And what happens usually is you get an overextension of sentiment and leverage buildup. So for example, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, it's still at greed. You greedy bastards. Just kidding. You need to have a reset of the sentiment. So this needs to go to neutral or at least fear before we can start moving up. And I think it's coming. I think Bitcoin has some further downside, and I'll share what different analysts are saying. But if we look at the RSI on the daily chart here, you can see where my mouse cursor is. Let me actually make this bigger, is rolling over here. We were overbought. We were over 70 on the RSI, and anything 70 and above is overbought. And what we've seen historically is we have those cool downs, right? Even earlier this year, we had that cool down from March and then a reset of the sentiment. Then we pumped again. Same thing is happening here, and expect this to possibly now, it doesn't have to, go down to maybe 30, and 30 would be the oversold. So you see the reset of the sentiment that's happening here. So these are the different metrics that I'm looking at to get an idea where we're at and what's going to come next. So you can see we're not far from 30, guys. We're about 40 and a bit more, and then we can find a bounce, and that could come in, let's say, the middle of January, or maybe a bit sooner. Now, we all hope it comes sooner, right? Because I hate being in these consolidation zones. They're so boring, even though they're necessary. But we're not far from that bottom, guys. So that's very important. And when you look at the monthly chart as an indicator of has the top been put in, a lot of people are saying, oh, look, the Bitcoin top is in. I don't think so, because the monthly RSI is nowhere near the peaks of the previous bull market cycle tops. So you can see we've crossed over the overbought zone, but we're coming down. And then I think there's one more leg up, which is what some would call the fifth wave. So no need to panic, even though the market's bleeding right now. Altcoins are bleeding. Ethereum is taking a beating. XRP is down to $2. BNB at 6.95, Solana at 187, Dogecoin at 30 cents. So altcoins are taking a beating. And I've always told you guys, Bitcoin leads the market. The market moves with Bitcoin. People get caught up when their altcoins are pumping, saying, see, we don't need Bitcoin anymore. But that's just their emotions. It's not the data, what the data tells us. So we need to watch Bitcoin closely. I like to say it's the measuring stick, right? And Bitcoin is the rising tide that lifts all boats. So it pulls the altcoins with it. A lot of liquidity enters Bitcoin, then it flows down to the different altcoins. So this is why we have to focus on Bitcoin. Now, one analyst, Michael van de Poop, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Pope, maybe. He says, there we go. The correction is almost over, and the time for up only is on the horizon for altcoins and Bitcoin. So it's almost there, folks. And as I've been telling you guys for months now, that I think Bitcoin could go down as low as 80K. Doesn't have to, but it can maybe top out at 88 or bottom out at 88K. The point is, we don't have a crystal ball, but we have to be prepared for all scenarios. As educated, informed investors, not using our emotions, we have to be prepared for those scenarios. So he highlighted here on his chart key price points, for example, 90K or just about 89K, then 85K. So these are legit targets that Bitcoin could test before bouncing. And once again, very healthy. You got the leverage being flushed out. You get the sentiment being reset from extreme greed to maybe neutral or fear. And then we go again, guys. So Peter Brandt, who's a great analyst, he's been around for a long time. I've interviewed him. He said, this is a head and shoulders top pattern. It might complete and take price to 78K. It might fail with a thrust higher, or it might morph into something else. But as it stands right now, it is a head and shoulders top and must be chartist dealt for what it is. So like he's saying, no emotions, just what the chart is showing us. And this is where, it's kind of good this is happening around the holidays, because we can step away from the charts and go spend time with our family and enjoy the holidays, right? New Year's is coming up. So this is a good time to maybe step away. If the charts are bothering you, your portfolio is down a bit, obviously not down like it was in the bear market, but it's down from the pump that we saw in Q4. But guys, it's all market cycles playing out. Nothing goes up in a straight line. Now, some other factors as to is the top in or not. Like I said, I don't believe the top is in. So if we look at different metrics and indicators, not our feelings and emotions, the Bitcoin pi cycle top indicator has not flashed. So that is the cross of the touching of the 111-day moving average and the 350-day moving average. So you can see we're not close yet, but come Q1, maybe into Q2, we could see these lines touch, or it extends further into the year. So maybe this thing wraps up in Q4 2025. We don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. So we'll just have to wait and see and follow the metrics closely. The other metrics or indicator I'm looking at is the CBBI chart. And you can see here the confidence score as to Bitcoin hitting a top is currently at about an 83. Historically, it's above 90, touching 100 or 99. So that is not near that at the moment. But as you can see, we don't have that much upside. So this thing could wrap up very soon in 2025. We'll just have to monitor it, or it pulls back and takes us back to the 70s before going up to the 90s. So no one metric or indicator is perfect. No one chart is perfect. So this is why we look at different data sets to help us get an idea, to paint a picture of where we're at and how much more time we have left. And some other data that I love to look at and share with you guys is, what are the whales doing? So Sentiment, partner of the channel, if you want to learn about them, check out the link in the description, is showing that there was a bit of a sell-off by the whales, but nothing significant. They still continue to accumulate. It's not moving at the same rapid pace it was over the past quarter, but it's still moving upwards. So this is wallets with 10 or more Bitcoin. So we're talking whales and sharks, right? People who got a lot of money, millions of dollars. They come in, they buy a bunch of Bitcoin near bottoms, then they sell the top and so forth. So when we start to see this roll over, guys, like we saw back in March, right? Earlier this year, when we saw, let me see if I can zoom out here. Look at this, right? In May, the big drop off. When we start to see things like this, then I'm going to say, guys, it looks like the top is nearing or is in. We got to start taking profits, right? The data doesn't lie. There was the big buy the rumor, sell the news event back in March with the ETFs. And then you have the seasonal aspect layered in here. Sell-in may go away because the summers are kind of brutal. It's the data doesn't lie here. Once again, no feelings or emotions, just what are these whales doing? These people who have room full of analysts and they have bots and algorithms that are running all types of analysis every minute, every second, every hour, right? They're not like us who are retail, mostly hodlers. They are doing a lot of analysis. So they have a lot more data than we do, but at least we have something here. So as you can see, the story being told here. So they continue to accumulate, but the moment this starts to roll over, like it did starting in April into May, that's when I'm going to say, guys, I'm going to sound the alarm. We got to watch out. The other factor that is in line with that metric is the Bitcoin on exchange. The supply of Bitcoin on exchanges continues to decline. When this starts to move up, when they start moving the coins back on the exchanges, I'm going to sound the alarm. Hey, they're looking to sell. And if I zoom out on this, if I am able to, let's see. Back in earlier this year of March, they were moving the coins back. You see the supply was very high, but then they started selling, and then of course buying and taking the coins off the exchange. So Once again, the data doesn't lie here, guys. We've seen these patterns before in previous bull market cycles. And of course, the seasonality. This is from CoinGlass. January, we in a year following the bull market, we often see a really nice performance over the quarter. Sometimes the January month may not be exactly, for example, 2017, which was a year following the 2016 halving, and 2017 was the big blow off top year. January wasn't that great, but it was just down, minus 0.04%. But the point is, you want to look at it from a quarterly perspective, because you usually see the bigger gains later in the quarter. So I'm expecting January is kind of a recovery month, but not necessarily a pump to new all-time highs. Now, I could be wrong, but I think we all know the markets take time to build up the momentum again. And you got Trump coming into office. He's pro-crypto. You got a pro-crypto Congress coming in. So a lot of different narratives are going to align with the latter half of the quarter taking off for Bitcoin and crypto. So this is where we need to exercise patience, guys. Patience is so important. The other factor, and we are already seeing breadcrumbs and different signals from Janet Yellen and different central banks, global liquidity will rise. Guys, this data is free. It's on the St. Louis Fed website. This is the M2 money supply in the United States. What do you see here? It is on the rise. And it right now, it gives you data up to November. So just about a month ago. And global liquidity, we know the cycle. It's boom and bust cycles. What are they going to go back to? Quantitative easing. Trump's coming into office. The Fed is going to continue to cut rates. They're going to print money. Democrat or Republican, they all do the same thing, because that's how the economic system works. Now, I know some people are going to say, hey, this stuff is bad. This is not good. Hey, this is what it is. At least we have the solution. We know that we can diversify into assets that outpace the debasement and the inflation. Because if you put your money under the mattress or even in your checking and savings account, you're not getting crap. This is why you got to put some of it, not all of it, some of it into assets. And of course, billionaire Paul Tudor Jones said it best in 2020. Bitcoin and crypto is the fastest horse in the race. Nothing moves like this. Guys, I've invested in the stock market. I made some money, but the most money I've ever made has been in crypto. And I've made more money than I could ever dream of, that I ever thought I could as a poor immigrant kid, essentially, right? Growing up in New York. So just being transparent with you guys. So nothing moves like crypto. That's why I try to share the knowledge so folks can get in. That doesn't mean there aren't risks. That doesn't mean there aren't variables. Like, you want to pick maybe some good coins, right? But this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And the fact that anyone around the world can get access to these tokens, you don't have to go through the Wall Street gatekeepers anymore. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, right? Because you think about it, the majority of the Wall Street folks, the hedge funds and so forth, they historically got in private equity into the Googles and the Facebooks, right? And then when those companies go public, they all cash out. So they get the benefits. Don't get me wrong, you can buy those stocks when they're depreciated, but you have to usually wait a long time, maybe 10 years, right? But crypto moves faster. It's hard cap. Many of these tokens have hard cap supplies, and it's globally distributed. It's 24/7. So it nothing moves like it because of those factors that I list. So guys, I'm bullish. The top is not in. Now, when I say that, is anything possible? Of course, but what we want to look at is probability. What is the probability that the top is already in for Bitcoin? I would say it's about 5%, but 95% it is not in based on the data. So I hope you understand that when I say the top is not in, we're talking probabilities here, right? There's no absolutes or certainties here. So I am seeing 2025, like the previous years that follow a halving year, to be explosive, massive upside. And that doesn't mean there won't be volatility. That doesn't mean there won't be corrections like this along the way. There will be, right? There will be sell-offs and big dumps. But we're going to look at the metrics, make sure you're subscribed so that I can show you these different data points, and you can get an idea, because I want you to understand it as well, so that you're not just listening to me, but you conceptualize it in your mind. Okay, I understand what the whales are doing. I'm looking at these different indicators that have flashed historically, and we put it all together. We put all the puzzle pieces together to form a thesis and a picture of, okay, here's where we're at and here's where we're going. Now, no one can call the exact top of the market, obviously. So I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try to call it the top zone, because I can't say, hey, on this exact date, that's when Bitcoin's going to top and at this exact price, right? No one can do that. You would be a fortune teller. And at that point, there's no point in investing in the market. Just go play the lottery, because you can see the future, right? So we want to at least know where the top zone is going to be. And that zone can last maybe, a couple months or 1 month. So I will be ringing the bell, sounding the alarm. Guys, top zone. Look at the data. Look at what's happening, right? So that's what I'm going to try to do and help you guys out. And I want to make as much money in this bull market as possible, guys. Just like many of you, I have goals. I have financial goals and things I want to do. I want to help my family, help my parents, do different things. So I'm here with you. I want to make some more life-changing money and do bigger things. So let's see here. We got some news as well. But guys, before we get to the news, check out our sponsors. Uphold, great crypto platform to buy Bitcoin and altcoins. They just launched a rewards program where you can earn up to 5.25% on different stablecoins. They're going to add Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin support come January. So I've been using them for years. Check them out, guys. They're pretty great. Also, check out VeChain. I am a VET token holder, but they're also one of my sponsors. Great project. I'm bullish on them. And I will be interviewing Sunny Liu, founder of VeChain, very soon. So I'll try to get you guys the latest updates there. And also check out BitGo, one of the top tier crypto custodians. They have a self-hosted wallet. They also have a retail platform where you can buy, sell, trade crypto, also stake your crypto. And of course, you get top tier security, guys. So I know security is a big thing when it comes to crypto. And they're giving away 1 Bitcoin per quarter as a promotion. So if you sign up and start using them, you could get a chance to win some Bitcoin here. And don't forget to sign up for my free email newsletter, guys. 100% free. And check out my book, link in the description. All right, let's talk about some news here. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy have bought more Bitcoin. This guy, here's the thing, guys. I always keep it 100 with you guys. I keep it real, right? I don't want anything bad to happen to MicroStrategy, but I am a bit worried about all the leverage he's using. When does it stop? This can't be an infinity trade, like it goes on forever. There's going to be a point where I'm going to be worried, and that could be the next bear market. But I hope that nothing bad happens here. I hope it all works out. Obviously, it's working out really well for him and MicroStrategy and the stock price. So hopefully, whatever he's doing at the arbitrage, he's able to recoup some of these funds and pay off the debt, right? Because there's a lot of leverage, guys. It's pretty crazy. Billions of dollars being raised here to buy Bitcoin. So it's bullish on one hand. I get it. But I'm also concerned. One entity with this amount of debt. We've seen historically. Once again, I'm not wishing anything bad. I hope nothing bad happens. But we've seen historically when you have this amount of leverage, something could happen, right? It could even be external factors. It may not be anything that Saylor or MicroStrategy is doing, but it could be an external factor, a black swan that wrecks MicroStrategy. We've seen these things happen historically. Now, Tether transfers 7,629 Bitcoin to strategic reserve account on-chain data shows. So the firm has been generating record profits, has been trying to diversify its holdings and reinvest in emerging sectors. So Tether is making insane revenue and profits, guys, and they are diversifying, investing some of that money into Bitcoin and other things. So this is pretty big. And look, there's obviously a lot of controversy with the EU MiCA regulations and Tether. We'll see if they're able to resolve that. But Tether is still king of the hill when it comes to stablecoins. They are the largest stablecoin issuer in the world, still to this day. So I think over time that's going to diminish a bit because you're going to have more competition. USDC is on the rise. You got Ripple's RLUSD. You got PayPal's PYUSD. So over time they're going to lose market share, but they are still going strong, guys, and making record amounts of profits. We got news here that Grayscale Research adds 6 tokens to its top 20 for next quarter. So let me give the details as to those 6 tokens. It says here this included tokens the included tokens are Layer 1 blockchain Hyperliquid's Hype token, Athena's ENA token, Base-based AI agent platform Virtual Protocols, Solana-based DEX aggregator Jupiter's, Solana-based liquid staking protocols GDOs, and decentralized data network GRAS self-entitled token. Guys, I don't hold any of these in my portfolio, but just sharing the news. Some of you may have maybe diversified into some of these, but very interesting. And Grayscale, we know, is trying to get different spot ETFs, not for these specific tokens, but for like XRP and different things. So 2025 is going to be very interesting, guys. So Grayscale Research said that for Q1 2025, its focus would be on themes touching the regulatory environment in the United States, decentralized finance and staking, decentralized AI technologies and agents, and the growth of the Solana ecosystem. So they're taking a big bet on Solana and these native tokens here. Guys, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't as yet. Hit the 5-star rating, the heart button, wherever you're watching and listening. We're streaming on a ton of platforms today. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, Kick.com, and more. Now, guys, 2025 is expected to be a year of crypto legislation. Certainly in the United States, Donald Trump, pro-crypto president coming in, pro-crypto Congress coming in. The folks at the House Financial Services Committee said they want to try to get the FIT 21 bill through the Senate. So I think that's going to happen in 2025, guys. All the puzzle pieces are there for this to happen. And if the United States is going to do this, other world governments are going to follow suit. So China's central bank emphasizes crypto regulation in annual financial stability report. So, guys, I don't know how many of you caught my newsletter. I think it was sometime in Q4. I think China is going to open up the Hong Kong Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF to mainland China citizens. I think that's coming. They don't want to lose out. This is going to become a global race, and the ETFs provides them a way to easily monitor where their currency is going. That's been a big issue for them historically. People putting the currency into things like Bitcoin and then moving it out the country. Well, if you have it in an ETF wrapper, that's the most ideal thing for them. They can easily monitor it, tax it, do everything, right? So the People's Bank of China dedicated a section of its 2024 financial stability report to highlighting global efforts to regulate crypto-related activities and outlining its crypto licensing regime in Hong Kong. Hong Kong, I think, is the testing ground, the sandbox that China has been using, and they're going to open up mainland China to crypto. And I think the ETFs are going to be the way, so they don't have to worry about, once again, all the financial aspect of the currency leaving the country and people doing other things. But look at this, guys. You remember when China was banning Bitcoin and crypto? We know where they're going to go now, right? Complete 180. All these world governments are going to embrace it. India has been bipolar. They've been banning, unbanning. Everybody is going to come into line here. This is going to be part of the new financial system of everything running on the blockchain. You already see what Swift is doing, governments building CBDCs, and they're going to embrace stable coins and much more. So very, very bullish. All right, guys, that's the news items. I can take some questions, look at some charts for you guys. Once again, don't forget to check out our sponsors, Uphold, great platform, VeChain, BitGo. All the links are in the description, guys. Once again, sign up for my free email newsletter on Substack, 100% free, and also check out my book. All the links are in the description. All right, let's answer some questions here. Digital Dirt says Bitcoin has a bottom. Let's see here. YT Music, if I'm saying that right. ICP is the one. We'll do it. So I know someone was asking about ICP earlier. Guys, this is, let me clean this up a bit here. Okay. ICP is Internet Computer. I don't hold this in my portfolio, but one thing I've been noticing is that it has been getting incredible developer activity on its blockchain. And this has been going on for months and months. Look, it's currently in the #1 spot for the developer activity over the last 30 days. Now, this is not the only factor that contributes to price appreciation. There's other things, but this is one of them. The more activity you have on your blockchain, the more participants building, a lot of different things happening, it increases the likelihood of a nice price rally. So once again, not the only factor. And you see here HBAR, Chainlink. I have HBAR and Chainlink in my portfolio. Starknet, I don't know what that is and I don't have it. Cardano, I have in my portfolio. Optimism is a well-known project. Cosmos, Atom, ETH. ETH was not in the top 10. It is now. So get ready for ETH to rally, guys. ETH is going to catch up. It's going to, I think, outperform Bitcoin. And, you know, just like Solana is outperforming Ethereum and so forth, you're going to see it rally. So very good sign if you hold ICP. Let's see here. So Lunatic says, can you please talk about the IRS safe harbor transition rule? Okay, so I interviewed Clinton Donnelly of Crypto Tax Audit this morning. I'm going to publish the interview this afternoon. So watch out for that. He explains everything. He breaks it down. Essentially, you can use their service. It's 100% free to sign up and just log that you did what you needed to do. And you have to screenshot all of your crypto holdings. So if you're on Uphold or Coinbase, an exchange, if you have a self-hosted wallet, if you have a ledger, you don't highlight your passwords. You don't highlight your private keys. You just show what's in your account, and you can maybe show part of the wallet address, and you have to timestamp it. So that is what it is, and you just keep those screenshots safe. This is a preventative measure in case you get audited in the future. And it's just screenshots. So I think that's the easy part. But once again, Lunatics 101, I'm going to publish that interview with Clinton this afternoon, so you can watch that. And he goes through all the details, what this is, why, and much more. Oh yeah, Djenny from the blockchain. Yeah, so I just mentioned, I'll publish that interview this afternoon, and you guys can check it out. Digital Dirt says, what percentage of your XRP will be minting as FXRP? Digital Dirt, great question. I'm not sure yet. I'm honestly not sure yet. I haven't taken the time to sit down and think this through. I'm waiting, obviously, for the Flare network mainnet to go live with that because it just went live on Songbird. So maybe I'll do some testing on Songbird, but I kind of want to wait to see, let the dust settle a bit, let it launch, make sure there's no bugs. I'm always cautious about that because I don't want to lose my assets, right? Not saying that there will be. I'm just, things happen, right? With technology, and version 1.0 always has some sort of flaw. So that's what I'm thinking about. Taylor says, can you explain why Charlie loves you so much? Charles Gasparino is a desperate troll for attention. That's all. He's a clown. Martin Hansen, welcome in from Denmark. Let's see. Crypto Chevy says, what do you believe the total crypto market will be before the bear market starts, if we get one? Great question. Let's see here. Let me see if I can go to total crypto. Okay, let's look at the total crypto market cap here, right? So right now we're over $3 trillion, which is amazing. So the pullback we're seeing right now, we are still over 3 trillion. And that's very healthy. So let's say if we were to use, let's say, a Fibonacci layer on this, if my computer will work here. Okay, come on. Okay. Okay. Wait, no. My charts are getting screwed up here. Let's remove this. Okay. So could we see conservatively 6.5 trillion? Yeah. If you're very bullish, could go up to 8 trillion. Now, is there a possibility it goes higher? Sure, but I'm going to play conservatively. So let's use 2017 versus 2021. Let's make sure we get the bottom here. So what's interesting, from 2017 to the 2021 peak, we blew past the 4.236 extension. Now, some call the initial top, which took place in April 2021, as the top. That this other peak here was not really, it was not the true top. The true top was actually in April. That's what, based on the charts. So that took us to the 3.618, right? So if we play conservatively and we say, hey, this thing is going to go to the 3.618 just like it did in previous cycle, that's about 8.87 trillion. And then you, of course, if it goes to the 4.236 extension, that puts us near 10 trillion. But you get, once again, probabilities, right? There's no guarantee it goes that high. It could, but I like to play conservatively. And if it does go high, I'm happy, right? Because I'm not against it. It's just I want to be cautiously optimistic, because if you get too bullish on the bullish side of the spectrum, you can be blinded by the pitfalls that are in front of you and things that may happen. So I've learned my lesson from being here in multiple bull market cycles, and I go as conservative as possible, or at least in the middle of the road. I'm not bearish. I'm not too super bullish. I'll play it in the middle of the road. So let's say we go to the 3.618 extension. That puts us about an 8.87 trillion, which would be pretty amazing, right? It's kind of like, if you look at the chart, how 2020 and 2021 made 2017 look like a little blip. That's kind of what this has to do. This has to make it up here where it makes this look like a, like a little blip as well. So we shall see. No guarantees, of course. Let's see here. Zen Gian, if I'm saying that right, look at the 5 minutes time frame. Americans are actually pumping hard after a hard dump. Yeah, but here's the thing. I know what you mean, but I want to see more confirmation, right? I always say let the rally prove itself, because you can get fake outs. Just because Bitcoin is pumping to 94K right now doesn't mean anything. I honestly want to see it. I want to see it break 100K. I think that's a resistance level that can show us, okay, this breakout is legit. It's real. Right now, you look at the daily, it's not even registering. So I wouldn't get too excited. I know some people don't want to hear that, but I got to keep it real with you guys. I've been here a long time and I've seen fake outs. People are like, oh, wait, this thing's pumping to 96 today. That means it's over. We're reversing. No. Now, it could be, but I still need more confirmation is what I'm saying. Adrian Hutt says, when will you sell most of your XRP? So let's pull up the XRP chart here. Let's see. Okay, so XRP charts looks, or the chart looks very bullish. I mean, bullish as hell. I've seen people who have been hating on XRP are coming out, and now they have to admit this thing looks bullish. Especially if you look at it on a log chart. And I think I screwed this up here, but it looks bullish, guys. Look at it on the log chart. That is bullish as hell. But to answer your question, right? So I am playing, or I'm using the Fibonacci off of the 2021 high, which we know was not a full bull market appreciation because of the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. Playing it conservative, right? I'm going to start taking profits certainly at $5. I think at about 7 or so. Now, once again, if you use the Fibonacci off the 2017, you get higher price points. But I'm going to start taking a lot of profits around $6, $7, and then keep some if we go higher to 9 or 10. But I'm starting to take a good amount of profits at $5. So I'm going to do it in phases. So I have not sold any yet. I'm waiting for higher prices, which I think are coming. And this chart looks incredibly bullish, guys. I don't care if you hate XRP or whatever. If you're just looking at data and just the charts, it looks amazing. So, let's see. Let's fix this a bit here. So, like I said, I'm being conservative by using the 2021 highs, but you know, some people are using the 2017. So let's see. If you use the 2017, you know, and you go to, let's say, even a 2.618, that puts you near $8. Let's say you even go a bit more bullish. Yeah, you're in the 10, 11 zone, but it gets harder. You know, the probability of it hitting that decreases. Not saying it can't happen. So please understand what I'm saying when I'm looking at probabilities. But it can happen, and I hope it happens, guys. I hope it happens. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, everything. Right? That would be amazing. I mean, I'm telling you, life-changing money for sure. Triangle says that I cover ICP. Yeah, so I talked a bit about ICP, that currently it has the most developer activity over the past 30 days, which is a very bullish sign that this signal itself is not the only factor that helps to drive price up, but it is a significant factor. And this is very good. So I don't hold any ICP, but if you are, that's very good. So let's see what its chart looks like. I don't think I've ever looked at the ICP chart. If there is one here, let's see. Internet protocol. Spot euro. Is there not a USD chart? I guess not. Let's use USDT then. I don't know if this is the oldest chart, but so its all-time high was near 700 and what is it? 700. Wow, $713. So it's got some ways to go. It may not, you know, go all the way back up to what it did previously, but that doesn't mean it can't rally significantly, right? I hope, you know, you guys, it makes new highs. That would be amazing. You guys make some nice returns on that. Just depends on your entry price, right? If you bought down here at $3 or even $2, right? You're up right now. And even if it goes to, oh, I got to sneeze, guys. Sorry about that. Didn't want to sneeze into the mic. So even if it goes back to $400, $500, that's a nice profit. If you bought it at $2, I mean, that's pretty great. But once again, there's no guarantee that it's going to do that. Let's see if there is a ICP USD chart. Oh, there is one. Duh. Okay. Okay, it's about the same thing here. Yeah, it's about the same. So look, I think positive signal, or positive thing to take into account here. It's getting incredible developer activity. This is very conducive for higher prices. Digital Dirt says, dude from Archax said he expects. Yeah, but market cycles still play out. Don't get too caught up in those narratives, right? Look at Bitcoin. Look at all the things that have been happening with Bitcoin. But guess what? It still has to follow market cycles. People like to tell you, oh, all the money and this and all that. You can't ignore market principles. Those are just narratives. So be careful. Yes, I'm excited that these things are happening because look at the amount of activities happening on Ethereum. Look who's building on Ethereum. And yet ETH still has to go through the market cycles. ETH is still struggling right now. So don't forget that, guys. Don't get caught up in narratives because people play with your emotions, right? And you're like, oh yeah, man, there's trillions coming to this blockchain. Yes, but guess what? Market cycles, because markets move by liquidity, and you have to understand all these things, and market principles still have to be respected. The VIX, let's see what's happening with the VIX. Is it spiking? Let's see. So there was that spike, of course, in the Japanese yen trade back in August, and there's a spike happening here now. It looks like it's calming down, normalizing a bit. What's happening with the stock market? So just like crypto, stock market still cooling down a bit here. The VIX is the volatility index for the S&P 500, guys, by the way, just for those of you who don't know. Taylor says, get some mods. Yeah, I know. I got to get some stuff together. Let's see here. Zachary says, Tony, what do you think about Arkham coin? I don't know about I've never heard of Arkham coin. Let me see here. Arkham coin. I've not heard about this, so I don't know much about it. Well, the good sign, it's up from its bear market bottom, not far away from an all-time high, it looks like. Max supply 1 billion. It's not bad. Yeah, I don't know much about this project. Okay, Taylor says, Tony, do you see something similar to 2021 where we got a market top in the spring and a summer cool off before an end of the year rally? Do you think crypto regulations towards the back of 2025 could be that? Yeah, Taylor, I think that's a strong thesis. It's something I'm thinking about. That this could play out more like, well, it's hard to tell. 2020 and 2021 was very different because you had these crazy double peaks, right? But you look at 2017, could we see something more like 2017? It's possible with big corrections, kind of like what you're saying. Sell-in may go away, summer's a bit of a lull, and then a massive pump later into Q3, Q4 with crypto regulations. That's possible. We have to wait and see. It's hard to tell right now. It could play like 2017 or 2020, and this is why we have to watch the market signals. We got to look at the macro. Like if they start quantitative easing when Trump goes in, or regulations, like you said, come at a certain time, that could change the market dynamics because those are just massive catalysts. It's not specific to any coin. It's just really good for the markets. And it's also going to be good. Well, the liquidity, quantitative easing will be good for the stock market. Crypto regulations would be very good for crypto specifically. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's see. Wait, someone said New York Stock Exchange to close on January 9th to honor Jimmy Carter. Get your bags packed. What? I'm not sure what is that bad or good? Yeah, that's a good point, Taylor, that you had a lot of liquidity, right? Retail had a lot of stimulus checks. So this is why we have to just pay attention to the macro as we head into 2025. Neville says, hey, Tony, do you think the bull market is over? No. So I covered this earlier. It is based on multiple factors, right? Not my feelings or emotions. It is not over. The top signals are not flashing. I shared the different stuff, what the whales are doing. Supply and exchanges is down. It's not over. Now, I said specifically 5% probability it is over, but 95% probability it's not over. So anything is possible, but we got to look at probabilities when it comes to investing. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up soon. Any last questions you guys have? And once again, don't forget to check out our sponsors, Uphold, great crypto platform to get Bitcoin and altcoins. They also launch a rewards program where you can earn up to 5.25% on stable coins like PYUSD, USDC, and even RLUSD coming in January. VeChain, I'm a VET token holder. BitGo, great crypto custodian. They also launch a retail platform where you can buy, sell, trade crypto, and you get top tier security, of course. Sign up for my free email newsletter, link in the description. Grab a copy of my book if you haven't as yet. It's available in paperback and digital. And subscribe, guys, if you haven't as yet. So let's see, guys. Let's see how we wrap up the end of the year. As I stated, I'm expecting a bit more downside before we bounce. I think we find a bottom maybe in early January because when I look at the daily RSI, like I said earlier, it's headed towards the oversold zone. If you guys can see where my mouse is moving, you see that pullback here, right? Very healthy, like we've seen before, because we were overbought. So we're headed to the oversold zone. We don't necessarily have to hit 30, which is the oversold number, so to speak. And sometimes it can go below that. I don't think we're going to go below. I think we're probably going to touch 30, and then we're going to see that bounce, guys. Like clockwork, guys. And when you zoom out on the monthly, and if I put it up here, let's do monthly here. I can pull this up. Okay. Let's take this off log. The chart's all messed up here. And then let's put the RSI back on here. The monthly RSI is not near the peak that we've seen in the previous bull market tops. Now, is it near the overbought zone? Yes, but it's nowhere near the peaks that we've seen historically. So those have gone up to about 95 or higher. So this has a little bit room for upside. This is the monthly now. So it helps put things in perspective. So this is just one signal. There's obviously a whole bunch of others that I shared. Fred, I am going to try. I'm going to ask the publisher to do that. Thank you for being patient. Andrew asks any VeChain news. So Andrew, I'm going to be interviewing Sunny Liu very soon to cover all the latest. There have been some pretty big updates. So I will get that for you straight from Sunny. Michael M, happy new year to you, and happy new year, everybody. Wishing you all the best in the 2025, that you make incredible returns, you make incredible profits, along myself included. And of course, everybody have a healthy and safe 2025, because you can have money, but if you don't have your health, right, you can't enjoy it. So have a very happy and healthy 2025, and we all make profits. Make sure you subscribe and you're tuning in. You're subscribed to the newsletter, because we're gonna watch all of these metrics, guys, into 2025. We're gonna watch it like a hawk, so that we can at least walk away from this bull market with profits. We can sell in the top zone. I can't call the exact top, but I can tell you, hey, we're in the zone of near the top, and then we can execute our profit-taking strategy from there. So, guys, once again, wishing you all the best. Happy New Year. Appreciate you all. And I'll talk to you all later, guys. Take care.